Hello, boys and girls. This is Miss Island. Today I'm going to read a story to you, and it's a true story. It's called Nasreen's Secret School, a true story from Afghanistan. And it was written by a lady named Jeanette Winter. And the story actually comes from a grandmother. And she's writing about her granddaughter whose parents have disappeared. So this little girl goes to a secret school because there's a lot of trouble in her country and there's a war going on. It starts with the grandmother. My granddaughter, Nasreen, lives with me in Herat, an ancient city in Afghanistan. Art and music and learning once flourished here. This is Nasreen. Then the soldiers came and changed everything. The art and music and learning are gone. Dark clouds hang over the city. Poor Nasreen sat at home all day because girls are forbidden to attend school. So that means that as a girl, she was not permitted to go to school. She could not go. The Taliban soldiers don't want girls to learn about the world the way Nasreen's mama and I learned when we were little girls. One night, the soldiers came to our house. They took my son away with no explanation. That means they didn't tell them anything. We waited many days and nights for his return. Finally, Nasreen's frantic mama went searching for him, even though going out alone in the streets was forbidden for women and girls. There's that word again, forbidden, which means that she could not go. The full moon passed our window many times as Nasreen and I waited. Nasreen never spoke a word. She never smiled. She just sat waiting for her mama and papa to return. I knew I had to do something. I heard whispers about a school, a secret school for girls, behind a green gate in a nearby lane. I wanted Nasreen to attend this secret school. I wanted her to learn about the world as I had. I wanted her to speak again. Now remember, boys and girls, this is the grandmother talking about Nasreen. So one day, Nasreen and I hurried down the lanes until we came to the green gate. Luckily, no soldier saw us. I tapped lightly. The teacher opened the gate, and we quickly slipped inside. We crossed the courtyard to the school, one room in a private house filled with girls. These are girls who want to learn. Nasreen took a place at the back of the room. Please, Allah, open our eyes to the world, I prayed as I left her there. Nasreen didn't speak to the other girls. She didn't speak to the teacher. At home, she remained silent. But I was fearful the soldiers would discover the school, but the girls were very clever. Clever means smart. They slipped in and out of school at different times so as not to arouse suspicion. And when boys saw soldiers near the green gate, they distracted them. Now these boys had friends and sisters and family at the school, so they could be outside and they would talk to the soldiers so that the soldiers wouldn't notice the girls going in and out. I heard of a soldier who pounded on the gate, demanding to enter. But all he found was a room filled with girls reading the Quran, which was allowed and permitted. The girls had hidden their schoolwork, outwitting the soldier. One of the girls, Mina, sat next to Nasreen every day, but they never spoke to each other. While the girls were learning, Nasreen stayed inside herself. My worry was deep. When school closed for the long winter recess, Nasreen and I sat by the fire. Relatives gave us what food and firewood they could spare. We missed her mama and my son more than ever. Would we ever know what had happened to them? The day Nasreen returned to school, Mina whispered in her ear, and Nasreen answered back. With those words, her first words since her mama went searching for her papa, Nasreen opened her heart to Mina. And she smiled for the first time since her papa had been taken away. At last, little by little, day by day, Nasreen learned to read, to write, to add and subtract. Each night, she showed me what she had discovered that day. Windows opened for Nasreen in that little schoolroom. She learned about the artists and writers and scholars and mystics who long ago made Herod beautiful. Herod was the city they lived in. Nasreen no longer feels alone. The knowledge she holds inside will always be with her, like a good friend. Now she can see blue sky beyond those dark clouds. As for me, my mind is at ease. I still wait for my son and his wife, but the soldiers can never close the window that have opened for my granddaughter. And this is a picture of the grandmother, and she says, Inshallah. This story is really the grandmother's story about her granddaughter. And it was a secret school because in that place in Afghanistan at that time, no girls were permitted to go to school. So Nasreen's story was the story of many girls who lived in that country at that time. Here in America, we don't have to have secret schools. So I wanted you to learn a little bit about children in other places, how they live, how they've overcome things when it wasn't easy. So if this isn't an easy time for you, this is a story you can think about, that this little girl overcame that. She studied, and with her grandmother's help and the help of a friend and her teachers, she learned, and she knew that what was going on in her country was not the way she had to live forever. So thank you, boys and girls. I'm so glad to be able to share this story with you. And I have another one for you. Thank you.